everybody, and welcome to Paranormal Nation Radio. Not so normal. How are Denise and Ron doing tonight?
We're good.
Trying to get my voice back.
You lost your voice.
Yeah, it's shot. My throat is so sore.
Oh, was you yelling at all the football games over the weekend?
No, I think I got a sinus infection.
Ooh.
Yeah, we think we got sick from the little germ buckets that we call grandchildren.
Gotta love it.
Maybe we brought, the ones brought some stuff from Florida and some brought some from Vegas. And then you had all the germs between here and St. Louis as well.
And incubated for about a week.
Oh, man.
So,
yeah, that's what happens around little ones because adults, we can kind of stay away from each other when we cough or do something like that, but not little kids. Little kids got to be up on you all the time.
I have one of them.
Yep, I've had several.
I wiped a lot of.
We wiped a lot of boogers.
A lot of noses.
Okay. Yep, that explains it.
Mm-hmm.
That explains it.
Yep, no one had a runny nose.
Yeah,
I wiped his a lot.
Yeah, Piper's had a runny nose since she started school. So
she started school.
Yeah, she started school. Piper.
Oh yeah, my God, she's what? 5, 6?
Yep. Ever since she started school, she's had a runny nose ever since because she's hanging out with germ buckets.
I know.
Yeah, and that's what her dad go. We're sick all the time. Well, you got a kid in school now. This is called payback. Remember?
Oh yeah, payback's a bitch.
Yes.
She'll have her driver's license next week, Carl. She'll be driving.
She already thinks she's 30.
That's how fast it goes.
Oh yeah, well, that's how them little ones like that do. So it's like Cassidy when she was little, 4 years old, she was going on 20.
Yeah.
At 5, they know everything.
Yeah, Piper was busy telling us jokes. She said, "What do you call a 3-humped camel?"
I don't know.
Pregnant.
Nope.
Yeah.
So
now, where's she hearing jokes like that from?
More than likely, her very own mother.
At school.
Oh, probably.
So, because her mother is, she's my kid. There's no doubt.
Well, that explains that.
So,
then.
Sarcasm, it runs in our family. But
right.
I tell you, today you got a great guest for us.
Wow.
We got Irene, and I asked Irene Tokura from Japan, and I asked Alex Matsuo, Matsuo, if she would like to co-host with us tonight. Because of her heritage, I thought it might be good to have somebody else on here that knows more about the Japanese heritage than we do.
Right.
So I'd like to welcome Irene and Alex to the show.
Hello, ladies.
So I know this looks like a repeat of last week.
Uh-oh.
We can hear you.
Can you hear us?
Nope. She'll come back in.
Please don't come back in.
Them phones do that a lot here lately.
I was going to say, I didn't hear.
Yeah, I
didn't hear.
I just thought she was dancing for us.
Well, no. I heard her say something at first before she started doing sign language.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that Japanese sign language or American sign language? I don't know.
I don't know if they're, that would be.
Is there a difference?
That's a good question.
Find out.
Back.
Yes, you're back now.
My mic just went out and I said, huh?
So the first question we have for you is, were you really doing sign language or are you just making gestures at us?
I was making gestures at you.
Okay. So yes, that's Japanese sign language then.
Okay.
No.
Oh man.
So Irene, are you into the paranormal?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know that you say some stuff in the chat room and stuff, so I want to know how you're involved in the paranormal.
I lived in a very haunted condo for 20 years plus. I didn't think I had any gifts. I didn't know. But then I got I was possessed twice, and I don't know what it was. And then I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what it was. My eldest son had to help me come out of it. After I came out of it, I started hearing spirits saying, "Go kill yourself, go kill yourself, commit suicide." And I said, uh-huh, yeah, right. That's not going to happen. I said, that's not going to happen. I said it out loud. I said, don't bother me. And ever since then, I've been hearing like spirits tell me and talk to me and stuff like that. And I said, as long as I'm here, I have to turn it off. So I turned it off until we had to move. Like, we just ditched everything and we moved like really fast. And like, it only took us a week to get rid of everything. Like, I ditched almost all my furniture because I didn't want it coming with me to this new place.
But you sold your furniture?
No, we just threw it.
Okay.
They threw it away.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I didn't want that bad juju coming to this new house, right? And I just threw everything away except for a couple pieces I kept. And we just kind of like we almost ran. Like, we had to go back to clean up a couple times, but it was pretty bad. And when I moved here, there's this black entity that was sitting right where I am, and it was telling me, "Don't you dare talk about this place, this place where you lived." I said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna talk about it if I feel like it, and if I want to. You can just go and blank yourself off." And he left. He left. I mean, he left. Like, he was with me for about a week and a half. Like, he just won't leave. And I said, and I wasn't scared. I said, "No, that's not gonna happen." I said, "No, that's not gonna happen." So I said, "I'm good. I'm not afraid of you. So you can just bye." And it finally left. And because every time I tried to talk about that place, my mic would go off, my phone would go off, like what just happened now. This would happen now, yeah, right? Just a couple of seconds ago, that would happen, and everything just went black on me, and I couldn't speak. I couldn't even write a text to my friends because I would lose everything. My phone conversations will go black too. So yeah, and my phone, I had to replug my phone in because it was 100%. It went down to 20%. And I said, "Oh God, this is pretty bad." Like, everything would happen, and it was a suicide condo where I lived. Like, plus 170 people plus one. When the time that we moved out, jumped off the building from the 12th floor and killed themselves. So yeah, wow. It's pretty bad. Like, afterwards, I could show you pictures. It was really, really, really bad. And you wouldn't think that this place is like that, but there's so many spirits. There's so many angry spirits, and there's so many spirits that want you to die. And if you didn't die, it'll kill you one way or another. Like,
how many people would you say died or committed suicide?
17 plus.
17?
Yeah, plus
you
one.
You think it's the land the condo was built on?
Yep, definitely. And it was so bad. Like, my friend, the lady that I know, she's my friend. Her husband died of brain cancer, and he was only 36 years old. And I know they killed him. And people had a heart attack. They died too. They lived in the condo, and they came out in a casket.
Wow.
So you moving out was a good thing then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because all of us got sick. My son got sick too. He had to be rushed to the hospital. He got sick also. So I said, "No, we're done. We're moving." We bought this house afterwards. And he said, "No, we're not going to do this anymore."
So since you moved out, have you had any of these health incidents like you did over there?
It's slowly going away, right? I had lots of migraine headaches. It only comes when there's bad weather now. So it's slowly disappearing. Like, I'm a lot better now than I was back then. Back then, I was always being rushed to the hospital by ambulance because I was always getting so sick. Yeah, and everything weird, crazy stuff would happen. Like, we'd be sitting outside. My son said, "Ooh, I don't feel good." My eldest son, also an empath, he said, "I don't feel good." I said, "Why?" "Because I feel that there's somebody who's dying." And there's a lady on the first floor. She had a heart attack and she died that summer. So yeah. everything weird and crazy stuff was happening. We'd seen spirits in our room. We have a portal. We had a portal outside in our balcony, in the hallway, my husband's room, my son's room, the living room. Like you couldn't close it. I had several friends who were also clairvoyants who were trying to close the portals, but they couldn't do it. And I said, "Yeah, we gotta move." So we just left.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, man.
So since you moved out, you're saying you're not having those incidents. Do you go out to places in Japan? Do you guys have places that are haunted that people know about and they go investigate like we do here in the States?
They don't. I want to, but I can't because I don't have anybody who watches my back physically, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just alone. I'm the only person who has this paranormal group in Japan. So nobody wants to go there. And if you go there, you're lucky you come out alive. So, and it's all free too. So you don't pay
So
anything.
there's no other paranormal investigators in Japan?
No haunted tours or nothing.
Nothing.
Really?
Wow.
Hey,
But I
you
take
need to
you.
go over there and start some. No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could take you. I could take you.
Oh, you know there's places.
Yeah, we could go. They're all free. You know, you just have to tell the police department you're going there, and they said, "Okay, you can go there." Yeah, you said, "Oh, I'm going to this particular place that's haunted," and it said, "Okay," and they'll always say yes. So you just go. And
So I guess my question would be, so the paranormal isn't really respected in Japan, accepted or respected. Is that true?
not really. A lot of people are scared. Younger people are really scared about it. They don't want. There's a lot of places like I can go outside my door, 5 minutes. I can show you a haunted place, right? I mean, it's just. I think people are scared, but everything that we do, our lifestyle has to do with paranormal. Everything, like
Right.
going outside, just going outside, eating, like and stuff like that. What you do in your life has everything to do with paranormal. But
Right.
they don't want to admit
Exactly.
they don't
Yep.
admit, right? But our lifestyle was if you don't be careful, like you never open up an umbrella in your house because you bring that spirit in your house. Or you always have to clean your floors. If you don't do it, you'll bring another spirit in your house, right? So yeah.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Irene, do you find that the fear of the paranormal, do you think that might be just in this, like in the cities, or does that go out into like the more rural, smaller communities as well?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
It goes out all over the place. Like you can buy a haunted house for near to nothing here, right? And they're all in the rural areas of Japan. I said, I said, they said, oh, this apartment is only this much money. It's real cheap. I said, yeah, that's haunted. No, no, thanks. I just look at it and said, no, you're haunted. No, no, thanks. You just know it. And they have these houses, like rickety old houses, and the fixer upper, like you can mow it down and you can put up a new house. I said, no, that's land is haunted. Yeah, no thanks. Even my son's school is haunted. So yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, it's interesting too because I'm very, very into manga and anime, and ghosts are talked about in several types of media over there, and so it's so interesting. It's like we can enjoy it in a made up world, but in real life, no, thank you.
Yeah, they don't like that. Like in Japan, if you're pregnant, you can't go to a funeral unless you have a little mirror in your purse, right?
Yep.
You have a mirror, it'll protect you against, so the spirits won't destroy the child and take the child. So yeah.
My mom had to do that. There was a death in the family when she was pregnant with me, and my grandpa's sister gave her a mirror before she went to the funeral. And yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting, having to take a mirror to a funeral, because in paranormal, the spirits go into the mirror.
Yeah.
Well, in Japan, it
So
repels them.
I know, but it's kind of strange that there's no paranormal groups over there.
No, and I'm the only one.
Yeah, I know. You started Japan Paranormal Facebook page, and thank you for letting us go live over there and everything. Was it your idea, or did you have somebody else with you that decided to start this page?
My friend who's clairvoyant in Scotland, he's a warlock. He said, you should open up your own page. I said, yeah. Well, yeah, really? He goes, yeah, why don't you? I go, oh, well, okay. Sure, why not? It's like,
Well, that's
I'm surprised they haven't shut you down.
Nope, no one shut me down. I said, you're not going to shut me down.
Yeah.
now, since you started that Facebook page over there, do you have very many people in Japan following that page? No.
They talk about it. They don't want to have anything to do with paranormal. And
wow.
It does exist. And right.
Well, it's like Alex said, they don't mind it if it's in the TV science fiction form, you know, but put it in real life. No, they don't want nothing to do with it.
No, they don't.
That's the same as in India. Same sort of situation.
They're scared. They're really scared of it, right? And they just,
It's because they're true believers.
Yeah. And guess what? I don't tell anybody what I do.
And here we are. We tell everybody what we do.
Yeah, we tell everybody what we do.
Yeah, and
we got signs on cars and T-shirts, all this other stuff. Alex got her spooky stuff that she shares with everybody and the brother. And
what would they say to you over there if you told them you was a paranormal investigator?
Or because I'm up, right? Right? And
oh, okay. Yeah.
I'd be up in the loony bin, right?
Yeah.
But told my neuro, I told my neuro what I do. And he said, okay. He said, yeah. Do you help people? I go, yeah. I said, I cleanse houses too.
Yeah.
I cross over spirits. I go, yep, that's what I do. He goes, you never told me that. I said, no, I never told anybody until this today. Today I told you. He goes, I believe you. And he said, he looked at me, he goes, yeah, I believe you. And he's an old man, right? So
now, okay, like you said earlier, if you go to investigate someplace, you got to go to the police station and let them know.
Yeah.
What do the police say about it when you go in? I'm going to go investigate this for ghosts.
Or what do you tell
them? We want to go to this particular property. Said okay, and they said the 99% say they'll say yes.
Oh, okay. So they don't know what you're doing, actually.
No. We just want to go there. Is it okay?
Do you take a recorder or any equipment?
I don't need it because I can hear everything. Right?
You don't. Yeah. I was just wondering if you had a recorder. You know, I'm sure they're probably speaking in Japanese.
Yeah, and
it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would if I go, but there's one place I want to go with it's near my husband's where he was brought up. It's in a different island from me. It's a Kyushu island. It's down south near Okinawa. It's 5 minutes away from Okinawa. And it's called the Howling Village, and it's really haunted. It's like full of thousands of spirits there. It's an abandoned little village. And there's a lot of deaths and a lot of killings and stuff like that. So I want to go.
It's an abandoned village?
Yeah, you want to come?
Yeah. Boy, if I could afford it, I'd go over there in a heartbeat.
I think stuff happened, and it just, and their house is just withered away, and nobody lives there anymore. And my son knew about it when he was a kid. It's only 5 minutes away where he lived. So he said, yeah, I know where it is, exactly where it is. So he learned that place as a child when he was growing up.
Wow. That'd be really cool to get a bunch of paranormal people over there to go to that camp.
Yeah.
They have a tunnel too. The tunnel's blocked off now, but the tunnel is really super haunted too.
We have a question from Athena, and she asks, have you ever been to the suicide forest?
In our country, we respect people who want to get rid of pain. So we don't go there and bother them. It's a place where you want to. In Japan, you see, suicide is not bad. It's a place. It's a feeling that you get when you're not happy living. You should be happy when you're dead. So, suicide is not condoned, and if you're not happy living, you should be at peace when you die. And that place is, I'll tell you, Suicide Forest is on top of Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji is very haunted, right? They have 5 lakes. It's called Fujigoko. And those 5 lakes are also haunted because there's no fish in the water. It's always raining. It's really desolate. There's no birds chirping, no nothing. I've been there. And yeah, and Fujigoko and Suicide Forest and Mount Fuji are all in the same area. Yeah, it's right underneath there. So
wow, that's weird.
Mount Fuji is a live volcano, right?
Right.
The scientists who used to measure the volcanic in the mountain, some of them died going up the mountain, some of them died going down the mountain. So that whole place is all haunted. Like there's just so much magnetic energy in that mountain and in that area. That and the Suicide Forest, there's no birds, there's no snakes, there's no insect activity, no nothing. So
wow.
Yeah, you can hear pin drop.
Wow, that is weird.
Yeah, it is.
The question I would have on that is, why wouldn't people go there to pay respects to the people that? Is it because it's just not done?
I'd go. I'd light incense. I'd bring sake. And I'd bring water.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd bring flowers. But that's all I would do. I'll pray and I would leave.
Yeah, I wouldn't investigate something like that.
No.
It's one of those places that I would think that I'd want to see, but revere.
Yeah, she just asked if she had been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't go, but I'd take you to take a look. But I said, don't go in there because you won't come out. They'll take you.
That's sad.
So if a person walks into the forest, they don't come out. The spirits take them. Is that what you're selling?
Yeah.
Wow.
And there won't be anybody left to find. There's another place like that too. Aside from the Suicide Forest, there's a place called the Yamashita Koen. It's a park near the beach side in the Pacific, right? They had the World War II was being fought and died on that ocean, right? Coming into the land. And that place is also haunted. You don't go there after 9 o'clock. If you go there after 9 o'clock, bye-bye. That's the end of your life, you know. And
I see Alex shaking her head like, yep.
And they'll never find your body.
And Athena says that she has seen some frightening films about the Suicide Forest.
Yeah. So have I. But I don't watch it. I really don't, because I know.
It's on the unexplained one.
I've had some family go to the Suicide Forest, and there are signs also everywhere with like helplines for suicide. Basically signs all over the forest saying, turn back, please turn around. Like there's messages there for people who want to take their life. And I don't know how much how effective they are, but
how big is this forest?
Like
pretty big.
It's pretty.
Yeah. They look pretty big.
It is. Yeah. I just go there to burn incense, bring my flowers, say goodbye, you know.
Yeah. There's a couple theories that there's either a spirit there, like, you know, Irene was saying, that further encourages you to take your life. But someone also did I forgot, it was a university. They did samples of the land in the Suicide Forest, and they found that the makeup of the dirt and the moss, or it might even, I think it's like poisonous moss possibly, that could further encourage like those feelings. Like it's almost like a downer, like a depressant that makes you feel even worse.
Right.
So.
It gives off an aroma in there that affects the mind and puts them in the
Could be why there's no animals there.
Yeah.
No,
birds, fish, nothing.
No, not a peep, not even an insect.
Wow.
Well, and then
That's-
you've got the volcano, which gives off sulfur.
Right.
Right.
So nothing's around that, you know, all the way down.
And
But-
residual energy, right? Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, we'll scratch that one off our list if we
Yeah,
come
that's
up
off the bucket list.
with-
I'll take you to the suicide waterfall. That's even
Okay.
A suicide waterfall.
yeah. Yeah. So like after the war, people said, well, after MacArthur came and they said, well, you know, Japan's we surrender. And there's a lot of people that jumped off the waterfall.
Oh.
You know, it's a tourist spot. They don't know what happened, right? They don't know. People don't know. And when you look up at the waterfall, you can see spirits jumping off the waterfall and sitting on the rocks, contemplating death. And it's really cool. Like it's a really cool place in the mountains, right? And like, oh yeah, you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. And if you take a still picture, you blow it up, you can see spirits plunging to their death. And it's really cool. Like,
Wow.
really cool. My son went there for his for his elementary school vacation. They spend 3 days in Japan. Kids spend 3 days going places without their parents and just a teacher as a and go to the hotel and eat good food. But they went there and said, my son said, yeah, I don't like this place. He said, you know what? I can see them. I go, and everyone said, nah. And my son said, yeah, they're right.
So your son has the gift too to see them and everything.
Gift. All three children have the gift.
How do they handle their gift?
My daughter pretends that she can't see it. My daughter pretends, yeah, I don't see it. You know, my eldest son, he got really, things happened with him and he was forced to see a lot of stuff. And he doesn't want to have anything to do with paranormal anymore. And I don't blame him, you know, poor kid. You know, he was only what, 15 years old when he had to see a lot of stuff. And I think it just destroyed him in here. And he said, no, I don't want to have anything to do with the paranormal anymore. Even though he sees it, he sees everything, you know. You could ask him, come here. Can you call the spirits? Yeah, he'll whistle and all the spirits will come to the balcony and he'll talk to them.
Wow.
My mom, she was also an empath too. So yeah, she could see spirits and she could talk to them too. So it's in the family, right?
Yeah.
What has been the most interesting conversation you've had with a spirit that didn't want to kill you?
Yeah. Most of my cases are in America, right? I was helping my friend who's also a paranormal investigator with his home. Yeah, he had a couple spirits and probably the killer in his house, and I had to cleanse his house, get rid of the spirits. But I said, what are you going to do with the dead bodies on your land? He goes, well, I could call the police department, but then they said, how do you know? And they said, well, you know, this person I know in Japan, you know, she told me where the dead bodies are buried. And he goes, yeah, I can't do that. Nope. You know, it was during the Victorian era where the guy he killed his family because this guy was really nasty and he had sex with his daughter and he made his daughter pregnant. So he killed her. He killed his wife. He killed his two sons, and he buried them all on the property. And before that, I think his father lived on the property, and she had a slave little girl about 5 or 6 years old. And he killed her on the property too. I said, you know, there's a little girl, you know, she's on the property too. And he goes, no. And he goes, yeah. He goes, I said, well, what are you going to do? Well, I'm going to give the land. I'm going to give the house to my sons. I'm going to fix it up. I'm going to keep it in the family. And I'm going to move out and I'm going to move to a different house. I said, you know, that new house that you're living in is also haunted. He goes, yeah, kidding. I go, yeah. He goes, oh.
Yeah.
Here we go. And he goes, yeah, right.
So you're saying that you can remote view?
Yeah. I don't have to go there. If you talked to me to a place or a castle, I said, oh yeah, that has that lady there. She died such and such a way. She was wearing this kind of clothes. she's wearing a big dress, or she has her hair. I could tell the color of her hair. I could tell how old she was, and everything else on top of that, and how she died too.
Now, do you have the out of body experiences when you go there, or you see it through the camera that they're doing it live?
I just have to close my eyes, and they'll come through this side of the house. They'll come here and they'll talk to me about, and they'll tell me their name, how old they are, how they died, and stuff like that. I don't have to do very much. I just have to close my eyes and I say, okay, who are you? What is your name? How old are you when you died? How did you die?
Wow.
Tell me everything. But everyone who's crossed over comes through on this side. So my mother is here, my grandmother, my grandfather's here. The unknown spirits come on this side. I haven't crossed over, so.
Jane wants to know if you have a portal in your house.
Probably, but then I close it when I'm finished talking to the spirits. I said, okay, we're finished. Bye-bye. You know, you're not gonna bother me anymore. This is my time. You know, you're not gonna. No, I said no. If you need help, I'll talk to you some other time. But you're not gonna bother me when I'm taking a bath, and you're not gonna bother me when I'm eating dinner. I'm my house, my rules. You don't like it, too bad.
Yeah.
That's how we live. My house, my rules.
Yep. And
doesn't matter who, living or dead.
My bath time.
So if somebody contacted you and said, "Hey, could you read me?" Could you do that?
Yeah, I could. And I could see the dead relatives too in the house also. I could say, hey, you know, you got your grandmother there, you know, you got your grandfather there. Oh, yeah. You know, I could say, did you have a child? Did your child pass away? And I said, yeah. And I said, okay, yeah. Well, he's right there. You know? And he said, don't say that. That's scary. You know, you're scared to bleep her else out of me. I said,
well,
Alex, you're being quiet over there.
Oh, I'm just listening. I'm fascinated.
I'm fascinated too. I mean, I'm speechless actually right at the moment.
Yeah, I'm ready to get on a plane and go to Tokyo.
Yeah, so am I.
Tell anybody I do, but I will give readings. But I mean, if the person that their loved one is there wanting to talk. But I don't like giving readings because I said, well, you know, that's a bunch of baloney, and they said, I don't like you. And I said, okay, fine, then don't. I don't care. Like, I don't bother. I'll give readings about the dead, but not about the living.
Yeah.
Actually, I do have a question. So, Irene, it seems like Japan has got a lot of spirit activity going on. Do you find that intensifies during Obon, and Bon?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I hate Obon.
What's Obon?
Really? So Obon, actually, go ahead, Irene.
You can tell it. Go ahead.
So I don't want to say it's similar to Dias de los Muertos like they have in Japan or in Mexico, but Obon is a time where it's believed that our ancestors' spirits come from the other side to visit, essentially, to put it in very, very simple terms.
Okay.
You know, like for me, I light candles for my family, for my Japanese family. There's a festival, there's dances, there's taiko drumming. I mean, it's quite a celebration. But yeah, Irene, I was curious because I know like that's the designated time, like when they come over. So I'm wondering, like, does the activity stay the same or does it intensify during Obon?
To tell you the truth, my birthday is the same day we celebrate Obon. Like,
oh my gosh, Irene. Oh my gosh. No wonder you have abilities, by the way.
My 15th, right? I have to make these sticky rice dumplings, right?
Mm-hmm.
With red sweet beans wrapped around it. And I said, you know, I got my birthday coming up, right? But I have to make this thing for the dead people, right? And so I do this on my birthday, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And
You have to make certain foods for that day for the dead.
yeah, you feed the dead and you say, okay, now go back, go home. You clean the graves at midnight.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
You take a lantern with a candle in it, right? And you you wash the graves at night. You bring offerings to the grave at midnight.
And that's what everybody up here ought to do on Halloween.
And you come and you go home.
They do the opposite. They tear them up.
Yeah.
Well,
Really.
actually, the Day of the Dead is when we,
Yeah.
not us, but Mexican, the Southern.
So when's your birthday, Irene?
traditions.
July 16th. Don't ask.
Oh yeah, that is
Yeah.
Obon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what day. All right.
In the countryside, it's August 25th, 26th, 27th. They do. But in the city where I am in Tokyo, it's July 16th.
Yep.
Okay.
Year. And my son hates that time of the year. He goes, oh shit, it's Obon. And I said, oh yeah, it is. And he goes, yep, they're gonna come home, right? And I go, yep, they're gonna come home. And he goes, darn it. I'm like, what are we gonna do? Well, I'm gonna make offerings, okay? We're gonna light incense. We're gonna pray, and we're gonna send them back. He goes, yeah, let's do that now.
Now,
Why don't you just go out of town to that other area where they don't celebrate in August?
Yeah. Hang out there.
how many people in Japan celebrate that day? All of them?
Everybody.
Everybody.
So everybody's making food for their loved ones that passed away,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, that's a
Everybody.
lot of food.
It's a lot of food. It's a lot of
There's a lot of
spirits.
people over there in
A
Tokyo.
lot of people. Well,
And
and it also tourists too. Tourists come in for Obon. Like I would love to go to Tokyo during Obon one year. But over here where I live in DC, we have a large Japanese population, and Obon was was huge here. It was
Really?
huge. Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I was growing up, we had a lot of Japanese people in the Baltimore, Washington, Virginia area, right near there. So some things have not changed.
Yeah. And my son hates that time of the year. He hates that time of the year. He goes,
Athena asks, is that a Shinto tradition?
yeah, I'm Shinto.
There you go. And then we have another question here from Charles. He asks, is it legal to investigate in Japan?
Yes, you can. But I take you. You can't. I would advise you to go alone, right? I'd have to take you, and we go to my Shinto shrine. My mother's family's Shinto shrine. We get cleansed, and we go there, and we go ghost hunting, and we go back. We get cleansed again, and we can go home. But I wouldn't advise you to go alone. Not without.
We'd have to take you anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get lost.
Yeah. Well, not only that, we want you to hang around with us.
Mm-hmm.
And I feed you. I feed you too.
Every trip we have is about food.
Yep.
Everything else is
I know
secondary, but
every time you got in the chat, you're inviting us to come over.
February the 6th is Mamemaki. It's where we get rid of the devil comes from the devil with horns comes down from the mountains. They'll take your children if you're not good. So they said, well, we're going to take your children. So this is another celebration that we celebrate too in Japan. And we make setsubun. We make big huge sushi rolls, and then it's got a lot of seafood in and stuff like that. I make that too, and we celebrate that. And we throw what was it again that we throw? We can throw peanuts, or we throw all kinds of beans. You can throw the beans at the person and say, get out of my house, get out of my house. You're not going to come in my house. And that's what we do on that celebration too. So yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff that we celebrate in this country.
For a culture that's not very embracing of real life hauntings, which is
right
interesting.
But it's our lifetime. They say, oh,
all the stuff that's based on superstition.
Yeah, it is.
Would
It
you think that
would
would be
be
a
the-
that'd be a whole new network of TV shows over in Japan on paranormal
Oh my
investigators.
gosh.
Come July, my birthday, we'll celebrate Obon together.
I was gonna say,
And
when's the best time to come over there?
July.
Weather-wise and everything
July.
else. July?
The end of July or the middle of July after rainy season. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's and you know what? Rainy season is really crazy too. And when there's a hurricane or typhoon, yeah.
Oof.
Like there like you can see you don't have to go far to see anything hot. Like yeah. Yeah, they're there. They come out during rainy season, they come out during typhoon, they come out every time, it's just really crazy.
Okay. How old is the oldest spirit you've seen or talked to? Would you
Do you
say?
mean time frame?
Yeah, in a
Oh,
time
so-
frame.
How far back?
Victorian era. And I've even spoken to the soldier in the unmarked grave. And I even spoke to him when I was watching the inauguration. He came to me, he goes, "Hi." I go, "Yeah, what are you doing here?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm the soldier in the unmarked grave in Arlington Cemetery." I go, "You're what?"
Yeah, what's your name so we can put it on there?
I know his name, but I'm not going to say it in public.
I know, but you could have put it on the stone. It wouldn't be unnamed no more.
Yeah, but I'm not going to. I'll tell you in private, but I'm not going to tell you in public.
No, that's all right.
Right. Now, over in Japan, is the Japanese language just one language, or is there different side languages of Japanese?
It's one language, but there's 3 types of writing. I know all of them because I can speak, read, and write.
So 3 different writings.
Yeah.
Japanese.
Okay, so there's no different dialects as far as that's concerned.
It depends. There's like different, like in the South, like Southern people, they have their own twang, right? In United States and in Japan too.
Yeah.
They have their own way how to speak. And my mother was from Tokyo, and I said, my husband's from the island in Kyushu, and I said, "I don't understand your mother. Like, what did she say?" "Yeah, I just, can you help me?" My husband said, "You gotta speak in regular Japanese language from Tokyo because my wife doesn't understand you." I said, "Yeah, still don't get
it."
Man. But we got a question here from Charles. He's read stories about fairies and elementals in Japan. Have you ever seen any?
No, I haven't, but I know. Like, there's a lot of like we call them yokai. There's a lot of, they're not spirit. They're not ghosts. They're just spirits that like to play tricks on you and like to do crazy stuff. I put it in my group. I wrote a little paragraph in my group about it, and I showed pictures about it. There's a lady who's a spirit in the forest, and she likes to attract men, and she'll ask you to come. Like in Japan, we don't say come here. We go like this. We go come, and he'll take your body, and he'll take your spirit, and he'll take your soul. He'll kill you, And there's a lot of stuff like that. Just this apparently it still exists in fresh water. Kappa. It's a half human, half turtle. He has a shell on his head, and he has a shell on his back, and they live in fresh water in Japan. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that happening, and there's a lot of legends too. There's a lot of frightening legends too, and there's a lot of scary things that happen. So if you come, I'd have to tell you what not to do and what to do, and to be careful listening to this.
So Irene, these are the same spirits that you were referencing earlier. Like if you don't clean your home, like these are it's the yokai that come in. Yeah.
It's a hell of to get rid of them is like, it's a lot of trouble. You have to really be vigilant to get rid of them, because once they come, you can't get rid of them. Like you say, there's a lot of praying that you have to do. There's a lot of prayers that you have to say in order to get rid of them, because you can't get rid of them.
So you're saying don't be a hoarder and clean your feet before you walk into the house.
Yeah. And take off your the entrance hallway because even my cats, I give them a bath every twice a year. I said, yeah, anything bad, anything nasty, you get washed off with soap and water, clean your body off all the time, and do everything like that.
So now that is very paranormal because we have 5 cats, and I can guarantee that I've never given any of them a bath.
They give each other baths.
Yeah, they do. They give each other baths all day long. But
well, now you know they bring them in.
I have a cat also who's, I think, not really. See, cats die within 10 or 20 years, right? My cat, 46 years old.
What? Your cat?
Yeah.
That cat's 46 years old?
Yeah, which is 146 years in human years.
Oh.
Wow, he looks good.
Wow.
What's his name?
Tama. T-A-M. And yeah, he sees spirits too, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If he's looking that way, he'll look at it and he'll look at it and he'll come next to me and he'll try to protect me from it. Yeah, he sees a lot of things. If I'm watching something that's really bad or paranormal, he'll sit in front of the camera so I can't see it. And he'll be in the rear end, so it won't. Yeah.
That's a cat. Yep, that's what they do.
Yeah, and he doesn't like something, he'll tell me he doesn't like it. And or he'll even step on the camera so I can't, so it goes away. So I can't see the stream anymore. That's
he's a beautiful cat.
Yeah, he's a huge black cat, you see.
Yeah, I love black cats.
And
well,
he's got,
like the other day I got that recording up at the house that had all that static on it.
Mm-hmm.
I turned it on so Tammy could listen, and as soon as I did, our dog went and hid under her legs.
Yeah, and he said, "No, we're not."
Instantly.
He said, "No, we're not going to do this." Yeah.
And she don't usually do that.
No. Yeah. He's got cataracts in his eyes because he's so old, and if I take him to the vet, they said, "So what am I going to do with this cat?" And I said, "I don't know. Does he need shots?" Nope, sorry, he's so old. They don't. And records, he's looking at his vet books. He said, "Yeah, no cat over this age. Nope, they don't require shots." I said, "Okay." So yeah, I'll just listen to his heart. Okay, he's good. Yeah, you can take him home. I go.
That's an old cat.
They said,
"Man."
They said, "What do you feed him? Regular cat food?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Yeah." He eats raw meat too, and he'll eat raw chicken and raw pork and raw stuff like raw meat too. So he gets a raw meat diet and he gets cat food. And he goes, "Yeah, he's not supposed to be alive." And he like, "I know. So what am I gonna do?" He goes, "Well, do what you keep on doing, and that's fine."
Yeah.
You don't have to bring him in. And me, okay, no problem.
Irene, have you ever been anywhere besides Japan to investigate?
I've been to Pearl Harbor.
Oh, wow. Oh, I bet that was an experience.
I don't know, but a force was trying to yank me through, put me in the water.
I was wondering, that's actually going to be my next question because, you are Japanese. Do you think your presence there at Pearl Harbor may have been a bit, I mean, there are Japanese people in Hawaii too, but I don't know how many are investigating. I know that the paranormal climate in Hawaii is a bit different and Japanese Hawaiians have a different culture, but I was wondering, since you are native Japan.
Mm-hmm. It's just really, there's a lot of stuff. I've been to a lot of other places too, but that's the worst. And I've been to another place. It's called Nagasaki. After the war, and the atomic bomb. Yeah, I got really affected by that. I got really sick. In fact, I said, my husband, I said, "You know what? If you don't worry about it, please, if I get any sicker than this, please call an ambulance because I'm being affected by this." And my husband said, "You sure you're okay?" I said, "No, I'm not." and it was Atomic Bomb Museum, and it really freaked me out. Like, no, I'm not well. I said to my husband, I'm sick. He goes, you sure? I go, yeah. I'm just, and I was green, I was purple, I was doing everything, and I was feeling the effects of the radiation poisoning.
Yeah, there's an atomic bomb museum also in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another similar one in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Because of where they were doing the testing for those.
Right.
Same in Seattle or in the Washington Pacific Northwest area. That was where they were building Fat Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a second. I gotta call. My groceries are here.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't miss them.
Yeah, I gotta get those groceries.
So, Alex, you have Japanese in your heritage. How much time have you spent in Japan?
I have not been to Japan yet. That is actually where I would like to go. So my grandfather, he was born in Hawaii. So my family in Hawaii, in case anyone's curious, they are safe. Most of them are on Oahu, but I do have a few Matsuos on the Big Island. They seem to be doing okay. Yeah, but my great-grandparents, I never met them, but my great-grandparents are from Fukuoka, and that's where they are buried. But my grandfather, what's up, Irene?
I'll take you there because my husband, that's where he was born.
Really? See, I would love, so I have an idea of where my great-grandparents are buried. I just don't know, like, for sure where, because I think they were cremated, but they are buried in one area. Yeah, but my grandfather was pretty Americanized. A lot of that was because of World War II. Several of his siblings were in the camps. He was in the army. But he was like floating back and forth in Japan. Like he was in Tokyo for many years during the Korean War. But yeah, I mean, besides that, I mean, my family, and I can relate to Irene on this. My family, whenever I bring up the paranormal, they're like, "Why?" They're like,
do they roll their eyes like this?
They go, "Oh God!" Like,
well, it's like I do have some cousins in Tokyo who they do believe in it, but again, they're like, why do you go looking for that? Like literally, it's like, why do you go looking for that?
You need to tell them it's because it doesn't come looking for us like it does you.
Right.
Even like, yeah, that's not touchable. You shouldn't touch that. You shouldn't talk about it. Why not? And they said, yeah, because no, that's. I go, oh, okay, I'll still talk about it.
Right. Well, even like some of the urban legends, like I'm trying to remember her Japanese name, the slit mouth woman, Kuchisaka Onna, I think is her name. Yeah. She's that one gives me the
Yeah.
The stories are so interesting, but it's like
I'm pretty. If you don't say I'm pretty, I'm gonna kill you.
Exactly. Well, then you say, what do you think? User.
Oh yeah, you're beautiful. Right.
Yeah. So the slit mouth woman, yeah, I guess she wears a mask over her face and she'll say, do you think I'm pretty? And if you say yes, she'll slit your mouth the same way hers is. If you say no, she'll kill you. Yeah. You're supposed to tell her, like, ask her, what do you think? Or I don't know. And you confuse her. So
that's a lose-lose.
Yeah, lose-lose situation there.
Yeah.
I'll pray for you and thank you. Goodbye.
Please go away.
Run as fast as you can.
Go away.
Oh, the one that gave me nightmares though growing up, and my grandpa told me this when I was like 5. Again, I can't remember her Japanese name, but it's a spirit that dwells in like the dark, in like the dark like cracks. Like if you leave your door cracked and there's that darkness there's a spirit that literally that dwells like yeah. Tell that to a 5-year-old and make sure every door is shut and nothing is open.
And my room has no mirrors in it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not allowed to have a mirror in your room that you sleep in.
Yep.
It's a portal, right? My mirror is in front of the sink near my near where my toilet is. And you can't see it when you sit in this room. You're not allowed to have mirrors in your room at all. So that's another thing that they don't allow, because it's a portal, right? They believe that mirrors are portals too. So you're not allowed to have a mirror in your house, in your living room.
Now,
Yeah.
that's not a law in Japan, is it?
Yeah. 今ライブやってるからダメだよ。Yeah. So yeah, you're not allowed to have mirrors in your room at all.
Wow.
Well, I mean, that's, you know what? It keeps you from looking at yourself a whole lot, at least. Because some people have to look at themselves all the damn time.
Mm-hmm.
And if they have a mirror in, like they have a little place where the ladies can do the makeup and stuff like that, but they put a towel on top of it so you can't see it if they have it in.
Yeah, see here,
I've heard of that.
When they do that, it's usually like at the Villisca Axe Murder House, the guy covered the mirrors, and it was so he couldn't see himself.
Yeah.
The monster maybe because of the monster he's become, because he did that not only at Villisca, he did it at a few other places before he did Villisca, but not all the places before he did Villisca.
Mm-hmm. But also, I think there was something that was with him that made him do that. I feel there was a dark spirit he had an attachment of a dark spirit that made him do that. So that's why he did what he did, but he couldn't fight against what he did. That's why.
Well, you mean he did kill over 50 people?
Yeah, but he also had something that was with him that made him do that.
Most likely.
Like, the one in Amityville Horror?
Mm-hmm.
I believe he had a spirit with him. I believe he had the dark spirit with him that made him kill his family.
Yeah.
So if I close my eyes, I could talk to him. He said, I didn't kill my family. There was something that made me kill my family. I could tell. When I talked to him, I could talk to him, and I could ask him that too.
Yeah, Ron DeFeo,
right.
it's an odd story how all that happened. But, I do believe, like when we talk about, the movie The Conjuring, the one The Devil Made Me Do It.
Mm-hmm.
I've talked to Arnie. I talked to Deb. I used to be on a show with Deb Johnson all the time. And the stories that she would tell about, the possession that happened.
I've talked to John Benny Ramsey too. I talked to the little girl. I know who killed her too.
It was her mother. So I've been by the house.
She told me that her mom killed her.
Yeah, I've been by the house a couple times in Denver. It wasn't too far from where I was working out there. But yeah, the stories about people being possessed and saying the devil made them do it, you just wonder.
What was she strangled? Germany?
I don't remember how she died. They just know she was found in her basement.
She found in the basement. She had pineapple in her system, right? But she said, "Mom killed me." That's what she told me. And sometimes I can tune in on these certain people who died when they weren't supposed to be dead. And yeah, they'll tell me all their stories about them. And I said, yeah.
Did they ever say what the cause of death was? Or I don't remember.
They didn't say.
Yeah. I was going to say, I don't think they ever said.
Because she said, Mom put something over my face and did this to me.
Probably smothered
So
her,
right here.
Asphyxiation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she said she did this to me. I couldn't breathe, and she put something over my face so I couldn't. She said.
Wow.
So what she said, I said, yeah, that's how she died.
So we have another question here
The head injury.
from Jane that wants to know, Irene, do you get spirits from all over the world?
Yeah. Mostly from the United States, I do, because that's where my work is mostly in the United States. It's not here, but I see spirits here. Like I see spirits who were killed in a car accident, not too far away. My husband said, "What are you doing?" "I'm crossing over spirit on them. I'm riding this bus to the train station." He said, "What happened?" I said, "Shh." He goes, "Why?" "I'm crossing the spirit over when I'm sitting on this bus riding to the train station." He goes, "Okay." He goes, "Okay." Like my son's school is haunted. I said, "What are you doing?" "I'm telling the spirit to leave this man alone. This man's great. He's doing like this. He's turned purple and pink. He's got all these crystals dropped on his arm, and she's doing this to him." And I go, "Yeah, you can't be here. You gotta go, you know." And she goes, "Why?" And I said, "Because you can't be here." And she goes, "Why not?" Because you're not allowed to be here. And I said, "You gotta leave." She goes, "Okay." She left him outside, and man, he barreled out of that school like in 5 seconds right after it was finished. The ceremony was over. Yeah, he got really scared. He got really scared. I said I was gonna tell him something, and he goes, and by the time school was finished, and by the time ceremony was over, he was just long gone. I couldn't say anything. I said to my son, "You know that your school's haunted." "I know, because I was in the bathroom." She knocked on the bathroom stall door, and he said, "Yeah, there's no way I'm going to the bathroom at school anymore. I'm going to go to the convenience store to go to the bathroom."
Yeah.
Really?
That's not good.
It's a school, and there's a well in the middle of the gymnasium. When it was a farmland, and the mother and the daughter lived there. She married a man, but she had a daughter out of wedlock, and she thought the daughter was being a pain in the rear end, so she killed her daughter, threw her down the well. And when afterwards they boarded the well up so she can't come out, right? So when they built the school, they opened up the well and she came out, and she haunts the school.
Oh.
It's a high
Wow.
school. It's a high school right in the middle heart of Tokyo. Yeah. And
Wow.
I know she's there because I saw her. Like I said, "Yeah, you can't be here. Like you can't bother this man." And she goes, "Why not?" "Because I said so." And I said, "You gotta leave." And she goes, "Okay," but she's, "I don't want to." I said, "Yes, you have to." Like, and my son said, "Yeah, I saw her." And he said, "I don't want to go to." He said, "I don't want to go to the bathroom in the school anymore." I goes, "Yeah." I go, "Yeah, she wants the bathroom." The third floor is where he went to the bathroom. He said, "I'm not going to go to the toilet anymore at school. I'm going to go to the convenience store right next door to the school. I'm going to go there, or I'm going to hold it until I come home."
Well, thank you, Charles, for listening, and I hope you enjoy your dinner. We have another question here from Savannah.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "Do you find that the people in Japan have a similar morbid curiosity like here in the U.S.? Like, is there a huge fascination with serial killers like with the Western culture?"
Not the serial killers, but death in general. Yeah, but not serial. When death in general, it's yeah, but not serial killers. No, because serial killers are punished by the death sentence. Like they are hung.
As they should be.
They're not. Taxpayers don't feed them. They just, if you're
That's what it should be.
if you're
Wow, we need that law over here.
Yeah, we do.
if you're
No, that would be considered cruel and unusual punishment here.
Yeah. Tell that to
Yeah.
the people they killed.
Well, like I said, remember when we were at the Missouri State Pen?
I know.
They said that the prisoners built the death chamber,
Mhm.
the gas chamber there, and I said, "So when you were done, were they the first ones you killed?" And they said, "No, that would have been cruel and unusual punishment." I was like, "So?"
But after they were hung, they're cremated, and their bodies, whatever's left of them, will be thrown in the forest. So I bet you that's haunted too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Do they have
I'd
one
say that.
forest that they take them to, or different ones?
there's just one place. I don't know where it is. I could find out later on, but yeah, I bet you
It's
that's
probably
one.
like what, when they say a Potter's Field here.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
probably very similar to
But
where
they don't bury. They just chuck it because their families don't want them
yeah.
Oh,
because
no.
they crime against humanity.
Right.
Yeah. What is the most talked about legend in Japan?
There's a lot of them, right? There's one place on a cliff. It's in Tokyo. A bad samurai had a like we call them slaves, but she had a house. She had a person who was a maid, and he had 100 plates. He had 100 plates given to him by somebody in England, and she broke a plate, and he off her neck, and he threw her down the mountain side, and you could hear her at certain times of the night. She'll be counting the plates like 1, 2, 3, and when she gets up to 99, she starts crying, and she'll go back again, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, counting the plates up to 99. She'll be crying, but the plates are held in this Buddhist temple, and sometimes you hear a crack. You'll see a plate that's all cracked, and she'd be cracking the plates at night.
Man.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's really frightening.
Have you heard anything about the? I can't say the name, so I'm just going to tell you what it says. Human-faced dog.
I'm not familiar with that.
It says that it has a word here for them, but it says dogs with human faces are said to appear at night in Japanese urban areas. They are rumored to be able to run along highways at extremely high speeds and allow them to overtake cars and then look back at the drivers with their human faces.
Yeah.
The Jinmenken?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I would sound it out.
Yeah. They have that, and they have fishes that looks like humans too.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a cartoon that my kids saw.
Yeah, and you don't kill them. You're not supposed to kill any fish that looks like a human head or anything like that.
Well, I'll tell you the story that my kids saw. They didn't kill it. It was turned into a little girl and became family. Looked like. Yeah. I couldn't really watch the story very well. It was way too unbelievable. Yeah. I can watch SpongeBob and all that, but I can't watch this others.
They got cartoons in Japan that's about the characters that living in the cemetery, and the little boy he helps people. He helps the living get rid of the dead yokai, and he does that his mother was killed. His mother died too, so he lives in the cemetery. He helps people, the living with the dead, and it's all known. They have games that have spiritual, that have ghosts or like paranormal games. Everyone plays it, right? My son plays it. My son watches cartoons about it. Yeah, they have all their anime like that, and it's really it's frightening. But they don't. They said, yeah, okay, it's a really interesting thing that we do, but kids watch it when they're little, and it doesn't bother them because they live with it throughout their lives.
They're used to it in their lifestyle and watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite one is Yotsuya Keidan or Oya, Lady Oiwa. That one is like our Macbeth curse. That's here in the United States and England. Yeah. So Oiwa was married to I think he was a samurai. I'm trying to remember the legend, but essentially he fell in love with another woman, younger, prettier woman with a very generous dowry. So the legend varies depending on who you hear it from, but essentially he tries to have her. Well, he gives her this face cream that essentially like pretty much melts like half of her face, and her hair falls off on one side.
And her eyes out, right? Her
Yep.
eyes are out like this.
Yep.
Like,
Yep. And she either falls on a sword or she takes her life, but essentially she becomes a vengeful spirit and haunts her husband until he ultimately takes his life. But there's a legend where, people who have like told her story like on stage or in film or movies, like they get bad luck afterwards, and usually because it's Japanese folklore, they die.
yeah. Oh, eventually they die anyways, Yeah.
Yeah. So that one's one of my favorites. Yeah. Irene, I wanted to ask you about the I think the town is Shinomaki, that was affected by the tsunami in 2011, and there was taxis essentially picking up ghosts. And did you hear about that when it was happening?
Yeah. Like that whole time, 2011, it happened in March, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of crazy things that are happening, and there's a lot of spirits that still come around and linger around there, and people who died in the tsunami. Yeah, I bet you 100 times that place is so haunted you won't believe it now.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people who died in the earthquake too, with the tsunami. And where my husband, one place where he worked a long time ago, there's a car park, and this concrete strip like this, it killed and flattened the people in the car. And yeah, I bet you that's haunted too.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was looking something up here, and have you ever, if we talked about it, or have you ever heard it, Toyoma Park?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a YouTube video out of some paranormal people investigating that over there.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know.
Understood.
But I can tell you they're not from Japan.
Yeah.
They don't look like.
どうすんだよ、入んねえの。
分かった。後で話すから、後でやるから。
入んねえのをどうするか今言え。
今ライブやってる。
Some things don't change, no matter where you are.
Yeah.
No.
So somebody's always got to talk to you when you're on air. It happens all the time.
But yeah.
So,
Never fails.
which reminds me, where in the hell's my phone?
It hasn't rang, so don't worry.
Well, that's the thing. I don't
Your
know where
kid hasn't called.
Yeah.
Oh, she called earlier and got the Christmas tree.
Oh, okay.
So I told him not to buy one with the 5 cats and the 4 dogs. The last thing I need is a Christmas tree.
Oh, you need a real one.
No, because Kaylin and Kiki climb into the tree and they lay in it, and so all the branches. So it's just not worth the time to get everything broken.
They may not now, but
Yeah, I don't know. So my favorite show, and it's may not have anything at all to do with anything, but it was Supernatural, and I love that show. And they had on there a Japanese ghost called the Sojo.
Mm-hmm.
Is that real?
Would doubt it.
You what? You wouldn't doubt it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's just a lot of stuff that.
that's probably why.
Yeah, they're all.
Now the phone rings.
Yeah.
Not my phone.
It's a really busy morning.
That is it. I don't know where it is. I better go find it. So,
But on that YouTube video there, these girls that are going to investigate it, they say that Tokuyama Park is the most haunted park in Tokyo, Japan. Is that correct?
Like this whole city is haunted, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay.
Now, is the park is that park a gigantic park in town?
Yeah. I could take you. But just prepared. We have to get cleansed before we go, and we have to get cleansed after.
We do that before we ever go investigating anywhere. My pastor is my co-founder on our team.
Yeah.
We do our prayers and everything before we ever go on an investigation.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's there's a lot of stuff that there's a lot of places that I won't go either.
Well, you have to have some type of protection before you go on an investigation because there may not be nothing there, but then on the other hand, you never know.
You never know.
Exactly.
That I want to take you. I won't go alone because I'm not going to go with my husband because no way. I want to have somebody else who knows what the heck they're doing because I'm not going to go with him. There's one grave in Tokyo that's a real famous grave. It's really dark at night. It's the middle of Tokyo. Yeah, it's near the store where we go buy groceries from other countries, right? And
Mm-hmm.
really friggin' haunted. Like it's dark at nighttime, and there's a real famous samurai who's got his grave in there, and it's so dark, like you wouldn't believe it, and it's so big too, because they cremate their bodies, right? But their bones are still intact. They don't make it into powder, and they put it in a clay pot, right? And they put the clay pot above ground in a huge crypt, and the whole family is buried together in the crypt.
Really?
Yeah. So, and they're all encased in marble, right? So yeah, it's like in New Orleans, like it's that haunted.
So you had said something about if we went somewhere with you, we'd have to get cleansed before and cleansed after. How do you cleanse someone in Japan?
I take you to my Shinto shrine.
Okay. And what does that consist of? Just prayers and meditation?
Prayer, meditation, and the priest goes over and waves the paper on your head. They used to before COVID, you used to be able to drink sake there, okay? Because they have their own brewery. They have their own farmland where they grow their own rice to make the Japanese wine. But you'd be able to do that. But you can buy sake from that place too, in little bottles. You can bring it home with you. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, you go there and you wash your hands first,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go in, you pay money, you go in, and you go inside the shrine, and the priest would call your name out, and and you get a piece of board with your name on it, and it has an offering, and you keep it in your wallet. That's how you get prayers sent to give to you, and then you go inside, you see the priest, you bow your head, the drums play, and you can hear the drums pounding, and that's how we know. And then afterwards, when you're finished, you get offerings, and then you leave the temple.
Now that park we was talking about in the middle of Tokyo, that Tokyoma or whatever the name of it is, are there
Mhm.
graves in that park?
There are graves all over the place.
Well, I'm going to put a picture up here. This is from that YouTube. I stopped it right on this. I take it's a grave. It may be a marker.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. Can you see that, Irene?
Yeah.
And Alex, do you know what that says down on the side of it or what that picture is?
That would be an Irene question. I don't read Japanese. I don't read kanji. That's kanji, right, Irene?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't read. My kanji's not very good.
Oh, wow.
Can you blow it up because I can't see that?
Oh, I don't know if I can or not.
I don't think you can.
Yeah,
no,
we got blown
that's as big as I can get it.
Yeah, I moved it to, well, that's why we're looking at a different place. The monitor, I moved it to a bigger monitor so I could see it better.
Right. So, I don't know. It appears to be a picture of a land. Maybe is that the marker for the park?
Yeah, it looks like a map to
me.
me.
It's a map.
Because that's a metal frame. See the screw on the side over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll bet that's a mark of that park.
That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm using my Translate app really quick to. Okay.
A lot of old people that died there. There's a lot of death there. There's a lot of unsettled spirits there.
One of the lines on the bottom says Selected Tokyo Famous Places Association. So it looks like that's the organization that placed the plaque.
Probably, and I would say that drawing is the park itself.
There's a lot of spirits that are unrested spirits. There's a lot of spirits that died there who were, I don't know, there's just a lot of unsettling, unhappy feelings in there. I'm going by what I can feel from the picture. I'm not going by from what I can see, because I can see a lot of really sad feelings in there. Yeah.
This park is said to be one of the most haunted, well, the most haunted place in Tokyo.
Yeah, that's what these two young girls that are investigating it were talking about.
There's a mountain there too.
Well, the steps look fun.
And it can't be that long ago they did it because they're using necrophonics.
Oh, well, that's within the last 10 years.
There's a mountain near there. There's a lot of...
Because there's necrophonics they were using.
There's a lot of sword fighting in there too. And a lot of people got killed in that area.
Yeah, it says that it was alleged to have been the dumping ground for the infamous Imperial Army's Unit 731, a number that still sends a chill down the spines of those familiar with its bloody history.
Yeah, there's a lot of
biological weapons, bubonic plague, things like that. Yeah, that's scary in itself. It looks like, I mean, the pictures that they're sharing in this article makes me think of Auschwitz.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's so sad.
And the people who leprosy too, you know, they have that too, and I bet you they're put there too.
This story, I get down a little bit further, and Ron goes, yeah. It says the acts of Unit 731 are equivalent to Auschwitz.
Yeah.
So,
right.
I mean, it is beautiful. It says it's beautiful
girls
during the
that
day
were
and at night.
You don't go there.
Girls that were investigating it and everything. One of them is from Japan. It's a Kelly Morita.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she's got, it says here, our new Japanese apartment and a week in the Japanese maternity clinic.
Mm-hmm.
So she's got a lot of videos on there from Japan. So there's another paranormal person.
You don't
go, a friend.
You don't go there after 9 o'clock. Let's put it that way. You just don't.
But you can contact Kelly Morita. She's a paranormal investigator over there.
She's not. She might be 25, 26.
Yeah, she's not very old.
Yeah, she's young like Alex.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
well, you are.
I'm in my 30s now. I'm not young.
No, you look very young. So
thank you.
You say thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
Say thank you. Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm trying to convince people I'm 29 all the time, and it's not working.
Yeah.
Of course, I turn around and tell them I'm 57, and they go, "You just said you were 29."
Yeah, I'm a couple years older than you.
You're 31.
Yeah.
I'd say 29, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. During the conference, I had people pulling out their toes going, how old? She said 1970 something. And then they're trying to figure out exactly how old I am.
Well, I was born in the 60s, right? Not 19.
You know what?
We're all still young kids. What can I say?
Jane's 57. And so is Denise. Well, her birthday.
Right.
Her real age is 29.
Well, Irene is
birthday is Says she's 57.
Irene's only 21. You can tell she's
Right.
very animated when she speaks. So she's living a young life.
Oh
Yes.
The laughter makes you young.
I'll be getting old age pension in a couple of years.
So you'll still be young. You'll be young
That's
enough
right.
to enjoy it. So, if there was some place, okay, we've already talked about the suicide forest, so we already know that that's some place that you would never go to walk around and all that you would only drop off flowers and offerings. Is there any other place that you think would be horrible to go as a paranormal investigator?
That cliff where the samurai killed the housekeeper. You can, as a female, for us, we can go there, but the men can pray, but we can't. We just have to stand like this because she gets jealous of women. She doesn't like women. There's a lot of places that women and men are not allowed to go together, but you can walk up the mountain. There's a lot of Buddhist places that there's this guy who was he had a lot of money. His daughter died and of an illness, and he made a Buddhist statue of her, representing her. If we go together, like your husband and wife goes together, something bad would happen. Like we went together, my husband and I went together on New Year's Eve, and he lost all his money. Like something happened. Like we couldn't tell. He had a lot of money with him, right, to go for New Year's Eve, and all of it just disappeared. We can't find it. We couldn't find it. So yeah, she got jealous of us walking together. So she got mad. So she got rid of his money. There's a lot of men can't go together. But
is your husband into the paranormal?
Yep.
Okay.
Men and men can go together. Men and women together cannot go together because she'll get really jealous and terrible things would happen.
Huh.
Yeah.
So what Ron's question is your husband interested in the paranormal?
He's seen a lot of stuff. He heard a lot of legends, but he doesn't want to do anything with it.
Okay.
I think he's scared.
Well, it gives you some free time.
He knows what I do, but he said, no thanks. Like being a spirit too, he's seen a full body apparition in a place where they had all these cherry blossom trees and they bear fruit once a year. He's seen her walk around in there. He said, yeah, I saw her. I don't want to have anything to do with it. I just ran. I bailed my bicycle out of there. And I said, nope, we're not going to do this. And he told me when he came home, he said, he goes, well, you just seen a ghost. Yeah, I did see a ghost.
Well, that's good because Alex's husband doesn't go with her either.
No,
Nope.
no, they don't. My kids will. They'll come with me, but they said, no, we don't have anything to do. No. My daughter, she really sees stuff, and she reads it. She said, no, I haven't seen it. No, I won't do it. Like, yeah. I think
Hey, Jeff, good seeing you.
I think they're just scared.
Boy. As you can see, I have a cat now too.
Aw.
Oh, she's biting me. She doesn't want me to pick her up to where you guys can see her because
yeah, she's our TV cat.
She's hidden by
one of them
by our name. So.
Oh, look at that baby.
Oh.
She's that big. She needs to go on a diet.
You're talking diet? Okay. Now I gotta pick her up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. Like Big Billy.
I don't think I have a cat. Oh, I do.
Yeah.
She might be a little mad at me though. Oh, I'll grab
We
her.
got
Why not?
4.
Yeah, we have 5, and this one is we saved this one out of a trash can.
She was saved out of trash can too.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. She
Hey,
was. Ah,
oh, look, yours looks like hers, kind of.
Yeah.
oh, so
Yep, and
cute.
she has a little ghost on her back.
Oh,
Aw.
cool.
Little
Cute.
ghost face.
I love that. I love that. I love that. I love
Is
that.
that why you picked her?
No, I mean, I was just fostering kittens, and they put her in the box with the others, and yeah, so
Here's
the
another.
ghost face was just a bonus.
Yeah.
And here's another one.
Aw.
This is my cat that we call
Yeah.
Peter.
My first cat was a black cat, so I kind of
No, Gary, you missed the first part of the show about
must be a cat
all
show.
the ghosts in Japan.
Yeah.
Gary jumped in.
Yeah.
What?
Right during the cat show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jane, you don't have a cat? Well, you
Well,
need to get one.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have to recommend them. I'll send you this one over here that just walked away.
No.
They
My
protect-
dog would eat them.
Oh,
I want a dog too. I have a cat that likes dogs.
we
I
had
got a dog that really likes cats too.
Yeah.
we had greyhounds that used to like cats a lot.
Yep.
I had to carry a couple back to their homes and tell the people who they belonged to that their cat was in our yard and our dog attacked it. So
Ooh.
not good.
Now my dog, if it's got 4 legs and a tail and it don't
that
bark,
one, that
that's
one was
like
a
you.
cute. Yep.
He's
Aw.
he's a jungle cat.
Yep.
Aw.
yeah.
His diet is only raw meat, like raw liver, raw chicken, raw pork.
Boy,
That's all.
he looks serious.
He does.
Yeah.
He does, doesn't he?
So does Keela.
Yeah.
He kills hamsters. He'll kill rats. He'll kill anything. He won't eat them. He'll eat the hamsters, but he'll kill the rats.
Keela's the same way.
Good,
He likes
Gary.
bugs. He likes bugs too. He'll eat insects also. He'll even eat bees if you give them.
Oh.
But they
I
have
need
to
that cat.
they have to be alive, and he'll kill it and he'll eat it.
Keela, she found a mouse in our house. She killed it. She brought it to me. She just shook it, killed it, sat it down next to me. She's done. That was
Mhm.
it. We
Yeah.
had IKEA has a little rat toy.
Mhm.
It's just a stuffed animal for kids.
Mhm.
And I got it for my kid. I got it for my cats. I
Mhm.
brought it home, gave it to her. She went and she did this, put it down, and never touched the
Never
toy
touched
again
it
because
again.
it was dead.
That's for you, mommy. That's for mommy to have. That's an offering for mommy.
Well, yeah, she don't. That cat, she's all over me like stink on shit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I know that Japan has a lot of traditions,
Mhm.
tons of them.
Yeah.
When it comes to, we've talked about a bunch of different things. When it comes to funerals, what are some do's and don'ts besides bringing a mirror to reflect so the ghost doesn't take the baby on a pregnant woman? Are there any other traditions and graveyards?
Everyone goes to the crematorium.
Mhm.
Everyone goes to the crematorium, right? You have to watch the body being cremated.
You actually watch it being burnt?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, so then the graveyard, is your graveyards very similar to the graveyards we have here, or I would
No.
assume not,
Your
because
ground-
you guys are landlocked. You don't have a lot. I mean, you have Japan. You
Yeah.
Are they
don't have-
above ground? Hi, Jeff.
They're above ground. But you know what? I'm not finished. After the bodies are cremated, you get these long chopsticks, right? You put the bones in the clay pot. So everyone puts bones in the clay pot after
Okay.
they've been cremated.
Right, you said something about that before. And
Yeah.
why would they put them in the clay pots?
Because it's part of your ceremony. It's part of the ceremony.
Okay.
Yeah. And afterwards you keep the remains in your house for 21 days. And then you bury it. And then you can put it in the cemetery.
Mhm.
But you have to bring it home for 21 days.
Why?
And it's
I mean,
Is it a law?
I'm just curious.
I was gonna say, if they died on July 15th, would you say see you tomorrow or?
Well, you give offerings.
Carl, only one that got it.
No, I got it.
Oh yeah.
Incense, you give them offerings of rice, you give them offerings of food. Like they get, like if you make a meal, they get the first pick. So you give them a little plate before anyone touches it. You're not allowed to touch it. The dead people eat first.
Yeah.
And you give incense, water, offerings of food, whatever, and then you feed them, and then you eat. Yeah.
And then after you eat the food you left for them, what do you do with that that's left over?
You eat that.
Okay.
You're not supposed to throw it away. We
So
never.
that's very disrespectful.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't throw it in the garbage.
So you get to eat cold rice after that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
are the majority of the people in Japan cremated?
All of them, it's a law.
Oh, it's a law over there that you have to be cremated. Oh,
Cats.
okay.
Dogs, cats, dogs, pets all have to be cremated. But they're not ground. They're not bones are not ground. They're still in bone form, and they're put in a clay pot. Even the pets are put in a clay pot. And their bones are placed in a clay pot.
Yep.
I got my cats downstairs. I got my mom downstairs too. My husband sleeps in that room, not me.
Well, we've learned a lot about
Honestly,
Japan.
as long as your
tonight.
cats live, I don't think you have to worry about
They'll be cremating you.
it.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna have them picking bones out and do that. Hopefully, there's nothing left. I know
But
there's small chunks and everything like that, but
the skulls are intact too. You know.
Right.
Yeah,
the
see,
skulls are intact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Apparently they only burn to a certain temperature to where the bones are left intact.
Right.
Yeah.
Here
Oh,
we burn until there's nothing left, and
Yeah.
I think we burn at a higher heat.
you're put in an urn about yay tall and about yay big
Yeah,
around.
and everybody weighs about the same 9 pounds dead.
Our urns
Yep.
are this big, and they're round like this in a huge clay pot,
Mhm.
and then you put that in the crypt.
Now,
And everyone goes to
each
the
family has their own crypt.
Nope, the whole family goes together.
Goes together. Okay.
And to buy a crypt is like you could buy a house with the same amount of money to buy a crypt.
Right.
Like what's about 5 million?
Ooh.
So you better not die. It's too expensive.
Yeah. Well, okay.
That's why her
There's a
family's
good-
downstairs.
There's a good question. If somebody can't afford to be cremated and put in a crypt, what happens to them?
You still have to. Everyone go pitches in together to get them cremated.
Oh, the community does, or the family, or whatever.
Mhm.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
So that's for cremation, but what about afterlife storage?
You can rent a place at the Buddhist temple, or in a rental place. You can put their urn in the rental place in the Buddhist temple. You
Okay,
can
so rent a crypt.
But you see, family, when somebody dies, you give money, right?
Uh-huh.
So these you can give us $100. Most you give us about $500,
Right.
and everyone gives money at the funeral, and that goes to expense to whatever for the burning of the body, to cremation, to everything else, right? So
Okay.
yeah, when you get married, you give money too, but when you get married, you buy a funeral clothes. Men buy a black suit with a black necktie when you get married. So you have to go to the person's, when you get married, you have to go to the person's house. You have to have all these things with you. So in case you die, or in case he dies, or in case she dies.
That's hopefully they don't gain any weight in the time.
Really?
So, well, I guess that means that you got it all planned out for your future, so there's no stress about that.
Yeah, I have a black suit that I bought when I got married. My husband has a black suit also that he bought when he got married. It's tradition. Yeah,
So
have to have
the women have to wear a suit.
a black suit. It's called formal wear.
Yeah, she's just whatever it is. She bought something black to wear. More than likely, it was what, a dress back
Yep.
then.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
It's got a little jacket, and it's got one dress, and you have to have black stockings and black shoes. So you have to buy that, and a black purse with a mirror in it. You have to buy that when you get married.
And the mirror.
Yeah.
A mirror has to go to the wedding, and a mirror has to go to the funeral.
Yeah.
Boy, there's a business to have in Japan.
Yeah.
The mirror business.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Except you can't have it in your bedroom.
no, you can't have it in your bed. You can't have it.
Anywhere else.
I put mine in my closet in my bedroom, so nobody can find it. Somebody can see it. It won't be found. So it's not around. And
So-
when you die, you wear white.
When you die, you wear white.
Mm-hmm. Because you're pure again.
Okay.
You
Makes
become,
sense.
and after 100 days, you become a god.
Okay. That's the belief over in Japan.
Yeah.
That after 100 days, you become a god.
Yeah.
Oh. Now, is that through Japanese belief or Buddha's belief?
Buddhist.
Buddha. Okay.
Is that the prevalent religion in Japan? Buddhism?
Yeah. But I'm Shintoist, right? Because my mother's family was a very upper class people, and they are also part of the prince and princess royalty in Japan. So only the high people upper echelon really practice Shintoism. So I'm also a member of that of Shinto shrine too. So that's where I go. But a majority don't practice Shintoism. They only practice Buddhism.
Okay.
Hmm.
What is the okay? So your religion is Shintoism.
Mm-hmm.
What is the? I was going to say the main belief, but I don't want to go belief. What is their thoughts on? Do they speak about spirits a lot in your religion? Do they,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And do they bring it up? I mean, I don't know. Do you guys do sermons like we do in churches here, where the minister speaks to everybody, gives us some life lesson? Do you get the same kind of life lessons?
I don't really do prayers, only if somebody died. But I don't really do it because my husband said a half a prayer, and the spirits got really mad at him. And guess what? I got beaten up because of that, right? Yeah, I got attacked. And he said, my son said, yeah, you can't say half a prayer. You have to go right through to the end. So he had to get rid of that one. They had to get rid of that one for me because I got attacked every 6 years because of that.
In Shintoism, is there a way to unpossess, exorcism? Let's say, does your religion do exorcisms?
You have to go to the certain mountain. They have exorcism, but it's a certain priest that there's a woman that lives in the mountains. You can go there and you can talk to your relatives. She'll bring the relatives out, or you can get exorcism there too. Yeah.
How often do you think exorcisms are required in Japan?
See, I wanted to get the condo where I lived in. I wanted to bring a Catholic priest to get an exorcism, right? I couldn't do it. I couldn't find anybody who would help me. And the only thing I stuck it up for 20 years, and I said, that's it. I'm done. We're leaving. Yeah, I couldn't find anybody who could help me because I didn't have this big community here that I do now. And I couldn't, yeah. But you can't like 199 suites. You can't get rid of that. You can't get rid of everything in that suite, in that place. The whole place is bad and the whole land is bad. But I mean, no, I could, like, I'm also Catholic, right? So I belong to a church in Tokyo, right? But some of the stuff that I do just doesn't go together well, right? Because saying prayers in English doesn't work. So I tried it. No, that doesn't work. So I have to go back to Buddhism again. I have to find a Buddhist prayer and I have to go through that on my phone and I have to find. So yeah, that's what happens here. So a lot of stuff doesn't work together. So I just leave the Catholicism aside and bring it back to Buddhism and bring it out so I can use that, because a lot of stuff doesn't work right in different countries.
Right, because it needs to be. I always tell people it either has to be something that the spirits understand, or the religion that you are, and you have to believe that it's going to work.
Yeah.
But if you don't, me using Christianity on a Native American spirit may not work.
No.
Or vice versa.
Yep. They'll always believe in drums and chanting and fire water, and sage or Palo Santo. That's on a Native American land, and she's half Cherokee, and I've helped her with her problems too.
Yeah.
So,
in your religion, you said, well, in your country, you guys use incense a lot, you said. And is the incense used as an offering or is it used as a cleansing?
For us, it attracts the spirits, right? It brings the spirits into the burning incense. It doesn't get rid of them, right?
Okay. Because here everybody says that they use sage to get rid of the spirits.
Yeah. I use to get rid of that too, and to bless my house so I can come in and live in it. But incense is used to pray for the dead. Or
is there a certain fragrance of incense that you use?
Nope.
Any of it?
Basically, just holy smoke.
Yeah.
I mean, in general terms, anyway.
Yeah.
Holy smoke.
Yeah.
Holy smoke.
And you give offerings of water or alcohol or Japanese wine.
Okay. I'll take the offerings of alcohol.
Yeah.
I got some too.
All for
How about Japanese whiskey, Yamazaki?
Yeah, we got that too.
Oh man, I can't get that over here anymore.
You want me? I can send you some.
Oh, she's hooking you up, Ron.
Oh man. It was I think it's 2 years ago. It was rated the best whiskey here, number one, and then you couldn't find it after that.
Well, I usually send parcels to my friends, and you get it in 10 days.
Wow. Yeah, it was good. I got one bottle of it that was 3 or 4 years ago, and it was good.
Didn't last long, did it?
No.
I could send you some after New Year's.
Oh, that'd be great.
So, let's see. We got about 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
And so we need to start wrapping this up. But there's so many more questions I'd like to ask. But Irene, while you're here, do you have any questions for us that we've never answered?
No, because I watch your show and I have everything.
Yeah.
I just.
Irene's one of our greatest listeners that we have on the Billerites.
Oh yeah.
And
she has followed us since day one.
I've always tuned in. I've always listened to everybody.
We got a Paracon this weekend that's running under. I don't know if you can see it on the screen.
Yeah.
That'll be what?
Now,
5-6 hours and stuff.
Yeah, that's a question I wanted to ask you, Irene. We're doing it on the Billerites Network and Things Network. You want us to do it on the Japan Paranormal?
Yeah.
Both days? Okay, because there's going to be a lot of guests on here.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. I will put that on there because I'm getting ready to do that tonight.
Yeah. Oh, are you? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like I said, there's going to be 5 hours each night of different people talking.
Yep, that's this weekend
on here in the paranormal field.
Yeah.
Including Alex. Alex is our keynote speaker for Saturday night.
Yep.
Yay.
I'll be
Yes.
We're going to get our share of Alex in the last couple of weeks.
You have.
Hey, that's all right.
I mean, what to say, when I said I'd reschedule you, I didn't mean over and over again.
Oh, you're fine. No, this has been a joy. So
Yeah.
Yeah, look at your cat.
Yeah, it's this weekend coming up, Jane. This
She's like,
Friday night
"Meow."
is when we start it.
That'll be fun. I love that.
And if
We've
you
got
have
really
any
good-
questions for any of the guests on there, make sure you put them in the comments because we will get it to them.
I know. I will. I'll probably say, hey, you know what? You got a spirit in your house.
I probably got a bunch of them. I usually have a bunch of them right here.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
don't know.
Oh yeah. Oh, Alex. Yeah, you got somebody in your house too. You know.
Oh, I know. I don't know who they are, but I know I got at least one.
Oh,
You got your grandmother there too. You know.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I'm sure
Yeah.
she's here.
Yeah, she's right
Please.
there.
he says you got one. You got one that you don't want in there, or
No, I mean,
Alex?
they're all, whoever's
Okay.
here, they're all pretty friendly. So disruptive at times, but nothing bad. So.
Well, as much as we investigate, you never know what you're bringing back.
But you see, you need to give them offerings that said we're hungry.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Okay.
I'll
And
make
there's
some food.
so you need to give them
I
something
got all
to
kinds of candy here. I can
Well, that explains why we don't have any spirits. We don't have any food.
Yeah, they don't like you.
Yeah.
I don't share the food in my house.
Yeah.
That's what
I
I
do
tell
that.
the dog. She starts to give something to the dog. And I say, no, that dog can go hunt.
Yeah.
That food in the refrigerator is mine.
Yeah.
But
Well,
you
we
do
will-
have spirit in your house too, you know.
Me?
Carl?
Yeah, I know. I got several of them in here.
You got a long lost relative in your house. She said she went like this to me.
What does she look like? Can you tell?
She got long brown hair. She wears a white blouse, dark skirt. She died in her mid 40s or 50s. I think she got sick, she's saying. And
Can
she
she say
said-
what year she died?
no, they don't tell me that because they
Okay.
don't always tell you the year, but they tell you how they died.
Right.
And she said, I wish Denise would say hi to me because I'm saying hi to her, but I guess she doesn't see me.
Actually, when I see stuff, I don't usually say
No.
anything about it.
Well,
on the
3
show.
years later, she'll tell you. Because you remember 3 years ago when we were at that place, I saw that spirit. I'm like, oh,
And she said,
thank you.
and she said, you know what? Can you put a flower in a vase, a pink rose for me in a vase for me, and get me a cup of tea, and put it next to on the table for me?
Okay.
I'd get that. Got it.
I got it. I got it.
I saw the look on your face, Carl.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
You know who she's talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. And did she like? There's somebody there that liked pumpkin pie.
I do.
Not you.
Well,
Me too.
all my family like pumpkin pie as far as I know.
In fact, I've been eating pumpkin pie all week.
There's a relative that likes pumpkin pie. I didn't eat it. I died before Thanksgiving, and I didn't get a chance to eat pumpkin pie.
Wow. That's no good.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's a bummer when you pass right before the holiday. It's like, man,
Yeah,
I really
no
want a
kidding.
pumpkin
Mhm.
pie.
Yeah, my mom
That's our
died.
unfinished business.
My mom died before Christmas.
Hmm.
Yeah, and she didn't get to eat anything.
Yeah.
My dad's side of the family went down and saw a bunch where a lot of them are buried. I'm looking at the dates that they died. They all died in the winter.
January.
I mean, January, February.
My mom did too.
That was it. I'm like, huh.
She also died in December.
My mom died 3 days before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was January, February. It was weird.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I remember going to a lot of cold funerals.
Yeah.
Now I know why.
Mhm.
Yeah. My mom too. She died before her birthday. And that was December 15th. She had radiation poisoning because she lived in Hiroshima.
Yeah.
And junior high, and she got sicker than can be before her 60th birthday, and she died. She comes around here all the time. She said, "You gotta clean your house." I said, "Yeah, I am cleaning my house. See, I'm vacuuming around watching."
Well, that's what moms do. They complain about stuff that they can't do nothing about.
Yeah.
So,
Mom, excuse me,
So, Alex, where can everybody find you?
Everyone can find me on Facebook, Alex Matsuo. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter at the spooky stuff, alexmatsuo.com. Yeah, pretty easy to find.
Yeah. And we can find you on Saturday at 8:00 p.m. Central, giving your keynote speech to us about the paranormal, and I can't wait to hear it. And I think that it's going to be great. So make sure you guys all tune in on Friday night at 5 p.m. Central and Saturday night at 5 p.m. Central for the Born TV. Yeah, Born No Travel Required SuperCon. My sore throat is getting me. So join us for that. And Carl and I and Ron will be emceeing while everybody else gets to talk you guys' ears off about anything paranormal.
Hopefully my voice is back.
So
we won't have to do a whole bunch of talking. Everybody else is going to do the talking.
Put pictures up. I am a ghost. This is a ghost.
The fun part, people, and you got to watch the entire show, because at the end of each day, there's going to be a paranormal panel.
Yeah.
So
everybody that was on that day.
That's the day you're really going to ask questions, because we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as a bonus, we have a virtual tour of a haunted location. And then afterwards, the people that are at that haunted location will be sharing their investigation with you guys. So
right
it'll
after
be
the Paracon.
A whole couple days of everything paranormal to get you ready for what I consider the most haunted season of all, Christmas season. I have more spirit activity during December and early January than I do any other time. So, and remember, you can join me on Mondays on the Paranormal Pride at 7 p.m. Central. And again, I still don't know who I have scheduled for Monday. We'll all find out together.
We'll have fun.
We will. But everybody stay tuned to the Billerites Network. You can find all the shows on Facebook. It's pinned at the top. Yeah. And we thank everybody in the chat room for joining us. Without you guys, we wouldn't have a show. Irene and Alex, I really want to thank you both for coming on tonight.
Yeah, Alex, love you.
It was very informative. Very informative.
Yeah, and thank you for bringing us some culture.
Yes. We all needed it.
Ron, you have to give me your address.
Okay.
We will after we end the show. So with that being said, everybody, we'll see you next Tuesday night here on Paranormal Nation Radio. Not so normal. Have a good evening.
Nothing's normal. Bye-bye. Love you.
Bye.